Hello everyone, my name is Lance090 and welcome to Let's Play Subnautica. So the 1.0 release is finally here, and it's time to jump back into Subnautica. Game. I do survival. I don't know if they added more since the last time I've played. Don't want freedom. Hardcore, I can see me doing something stupid and just dying for a stupid reason, so I'm not gonna do it. Just do a regular old survival game here. I haven't been following a lot of the updates since probably like a year or so back. Since the last time we played, basically. So I have no knowledge of like the new stuff. Stay a little bit spoiler free. The games have become a little bit more story driven than it was when it first started. For better or for worse. Prefer games that aren't extremely story driven, but still fairly freeform. As far as I know. They haven't really accelerated the loading screen that much.
Launch in 3, 2, 1.
I have the volume turned down just a little bit too much. Hard to judge that. I won't have time to adjust it here at the very start. Everything's on fire. Cool sound effects now.
You have suffered minor head trauma. This is considered an optimal outcome. This PDA has now rebooted in emergency mode with one directive: to keep you alive on an alien world. Please refer to the databank for detailed survival advice. Good luck.
A little bit too quiet. Try at 20. Hopefully that won't be ear bleeding levels, so it was hard to tell. Thing here. Oh yeah, this thing is see-through. I was about to say, it looks like there's some kind of graphical glitch going on. I have to relearn the controls, what keys do what. Do they need the first aid kit? Oh, 1 hit points. Probably don't need the first aid kit yet. We have to relearn everything. Air tool. The radio normally not broken. Secondary system needs repair.
The Aurora suffered orbital hull failure. Cause unknown. 0 human life signs detected.
shadowy place that they use to hide the islands. Well. Time to dive. It's the game making me press E. I actually have to click to grab stuff. Next to this thing. I normally spawn near that thing. Game map isn't randomly generated, if you didn't know. It was in like a very early build of the game, but long since passed. Need lots of metal at the moment, as well as acid mushrooms, I think.
Oxygen.
Get the ball rolling here. Copper, it might be copper. Okay, escape pod. Down these metal salvages into titanium for ourselves. Do I need to explain what Subnautica is? I probably don't, right? You know what Subnautica is, it's been pretty popular. Survival game, but it takes place underwater for the most part.
Blueprint acquired.
So, batteries and glass. Pretty longer now, that'll help. Poison this one. Load it on. This looks different than it did before.
Copper is an essential component of all powered equipment. Your probability of survival has just increased to unlikely, but plausible.
What else we need? We need some fiber, which is always a scary grab. Fiber. Or actually, just need these glowy boys.
Oxygen print acquired.
PS is more solid than it used to be, which is good news about that one. For the optimization to get in. Glass. Rubber. The glowy boys. Guess I had a lot more creepvines these than I thought. They probably changed the size of them. Didn't take a look at my inventory, but I should have. Swim fins.
The
Faster.
fabricator draws from available data to provide environment-appropriate equipment using locally available materials. For your safety, this setting cannot be overridden. Weapons were removed from standard survival blueprints following the massacre on Abraxas Prime. The knife remains the only exception.
Hey, thanks.
New blueprint acquired.
Scanner boy.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
It's new because it used to be called crash powder, so where does cave sulfur come from? I'd like to get the repair tool. Don't think there was too much else we could build. Build the flashlight, but okay, what we got in our inventory? Back down, we'll start scanning some stuff to learn more about it. Go through our PDA from time to time and read up on all the write-ups. They may have changed since the last time. There's a lot that just had placeholder information. Acid mushrooms, writhing weeds. I wonder if they do anything now, or if they're still just decorative.
Self-scan complete. Vital signs normal. Continuing to monitor oxygen.
Do we need to get done? I grab a
New creature discovered.
have
Alien
unexpected.
life forms may have unexpected applications. Utilizing alien resources is a proven survival strategy.
Faster with things unequipped. Was this actual night, or is this just eclipse? Like actual night? 2 moons. Far away one isn't the Earth's moon anymore. Grab the bladderfish, hoping that will be the. Oh, I need silicone rubber now. Go cook it. That's gross. Water out of it as well. Important thing about the bladderfish. Silicone rubber. Got a crap ton of it actually. Must have changed how that works. It used to be kind of a problem. That air bladder. Air bladder's super useful from when you're diving deep down. Dive down deep and then shoot straight up real quick. Scan the flap if we can. Grab it, Ray. Oh. Catch them, they might have been way faster, it seems like. Sort of. Right, now we're just kinda making some progress. Question is,
New blueprint acquired.
plate it first.
Oxygen.
Up there nice and quick. Remember if we unlock new blueprints. That's a good reason to grab other stuff. Pathfinder tool. Deploys a holographic pathfinder. The way out of caves. But we also need to get the habitat builder.
Detecting increased local radiation levels. Trend is consistent with damage to the Aurora's drive core, sustained during planet fall.
See the wow, that's not very much water, huh? Anyway, I don't see the armor that we can build at the start of the game. Pathfinder tool. That one's new. Put a map. Find those. Question is, how do we find it? Because I know they changed that. Changed how research worked. Those, we have all these data bank entries. Let's look at a different wall, because that's kind of mind-flooding how there's writing on that wall. Logical wreckage. Scattered wreckage. Analysis confirms this wreckage is from the Aurora. Outer layers of the material have oxidized, so everything has been heated to over 1,200 degrees Celsius. This pattern is consistent with whole disintegration during atmospheric re-entry. Salvage of intact portions of Altera vessels is prohibited at legal, moral, and technical levers. However, scraps such as these may be reclaimed for their titanium content at any Altera fabricator. Roll table coral. Each disc is an individual colony of microorganisms filtering nutrients from the water. Growth patterns indicate that the colonies are in direct competition for position, superior, or current. Competition for positions with superior current or light. Unlike other coral species, its structure is malleable, softly pulsating as it pumps nutrients to its extremities, and only turning rigid when it senses a physical assault. Jewel-like nodes on the surface are connected by buildups of rare minerals. Coral is unable to process. Assessment exploitable in computer chip fabrication. Herbivores, small bladderfish. This unusual herbivore appears to mostly be defenseless, and it bears little resemblance to other life forms around it. Semi-permeable bladder. Bladderfish is able to filter air and seawater into its body cavity through a unique membrane which surrounds its spine like a bladder. This allows it to remove and consume organic particulate caught along the way and adjust its buoyancy. The vascular tubing can be angled and contracted to pump out water and achieve low-velocity guided propulsion. Largely oblivious to threats and practically immobile at night, its only identified defense mechanism is composed entirely out of water, air, and cartilage. Assessment: edible. Oxygen may be retrieved from the bladder and added to tanks on consumption. Membrane has applications as a natural water filter, so you can actually use this for oxygen in an emergency if you needed to, I guess. Boomerang. Herbivore encountered in large numbers, found to frequent shallow waters and movement schools. Area teeth. Possess adaptation for grinding corals other herbivores are unable to digest. Twin fins. Unusually, the species' two fins are cartilaginous, an extension of its skeleton. They are less prone to damage and provide superior propulsion, but they are also harder to grow back. The white-blue tips are in fact the ends of its digestive tract, where the luminescence of the corals it consumes are most focused. Most active during daylight hours and prone to flee on approach, the boomerang can be more easily observed at night when its luminescence gives it away and it seeks shelter of the seabed. Assessment: edible. Keeper. Fast prey fish encountered in shallow waters and rich in protein. Collapsed single-side facing eyes, capable of discerning colors not just in shallow waters but in a variety of lighting conditions. It is also able to close its eyelids, thus preventing light from reflecting off the lenses, rendering the peeper almost invisible to nighttime predators. Powerful fins. These devour powerful fins which enable rapid acceleration in still water and the ability to leap meters into the air to avoid pursuers. Beak. Likely used to break down corals in tough vegetation. Unusually large nasal cavity serves no obvious purpose and appears to be specifically evolved to detect a single specific enzyme. Nothing encountered on the planet so far produces a matching odor. Expulsion tubes. Tubes attached to the peeper's torso are connected directly to its stomach and gills and appear to be designed to expel its contents on demand, purpose unclear. When the peeper is while the peeper is adapted to survive in shallow waters, a number of its features serve no discernible purpose. It would appear to just be well suited to survive in deeper waters and somewhat more intelligent than usual small herbivore. Edible, high calorie count, further research required. I wonder if this fish has more to do with the main storyline between the expulsion tubes and the beak. It says it's looking for a specific odor and it has an ability to excrete stuff, so maybe it has something to do with the plot. Large. Rabbit ray. Herbivore's life form. Rabbit rays appear to live in serene and solitary lives with few predators, a natural sense of curiosity, and awesomely poisonous flesh. Ears. Twin orange appendages mounted on the head with sense vibration in the water. Undulating wings. Markedly similar method of transportation to those of Earth rays. Zero genetic resemblance detected, suggesting these two species have developed similar solutions to their environmental circumstances. Evidence indicates the rabbit ray, its large side-facing eyes are relatively recent adaptations, most likely they are related to... It is likely there are related ray species in other environment biomes on the planet. Inedible but harmless. Scavenger's parasite, shuttlebug. Common scavenger at the base of the food chain. Small enough to be of little threat to most organisms, this creature is clearly adapted to feed on the waste products of the ecosystem around it. Mandibles. Used to orient themselves while drifting and to filter detritus on cave floors. 3 legs. High strength muscles propel the ride from great distances through the water, as well as ambulating them across the seafloor. Assessment. Necessary waste recycler. Presence may indicate nearby cave systems. Flora. Acid mushroom. Common spore-bearing fungi species. The flesh contains highly acidic compound which leaches into the water if the outer skin is penetrated. It's not clear which predator species necessitated such extreme countermeasures, but the acid mushroom's numbers suggest it has successfully deterred most of them. Assessment. Inedible acid has applications in battery fabrication. Grapevine, a kelp species concentrated in large forests and shallow sandy waters. Loose roots anchor the plant to the seafloor from where it grows steadily toward the surface in pursuit of sunlight. The stem is fibrous and rich in iron, making it both viable as a base material for fabrication of textiles as well as basic foodstuff. Assessment. Vital alien resource, edible construction applications. C. Writhing weed. You know, this is one of the ones that used to be just placeholder and still kind of just placeholder, huh? Well adapted to both shallow waters and cave systems, this plant lives in symbiosis with the coral species which forms around the base of the stems. Take a drink there. Oh, do we want to read everything? I don't want to freaking bore the hell out of you guys, but at the same time, this could be interesting stuff, maybe. Air pumps. Air pumps can be used to pump breathable air to a remote location. Base attached air pump can be built at a compatible habitat or oxygen directly from the habitat's oxygen generator. Floating air pump must have access to breathable air and be floating on the water surface. Pumps must be connected to a pipe chain to function. Did you use this for your base as well, or is this just for breathing it on the go? Handheld scanner. The essential science and survival tool, the scanner can be used to add new blueprints to memory and analyze unknown entities. It emits electromagnetic radiation in the specified direction, which is reflected by the environment and then analyzed to determine the physical makeup of the target object. It has 4 functions. Blueprint acquisition. For the physical parameters of scan technologies to add to their blueprints to the PDA databank. These blueprints may then be constructed at the appropriate fabricator. The scanner is also equipped to break down damaged and otherwise useless devices into their base metals for salvage purposes. Organism analysis. The scanner will attempt to match scanned organisms against the onboard database. No match is found. The species will be assigned to an easy-to-remember name, and a new databank entry will be created. Your PDA's AI will also attempt to synthesize theories on behavioral tendencies and evolutionary origins wherever possible, as well as deliver assessment on how to best approach them. Medical analysis. Scanning any living organism will display the basic information of their state of health in the scanner's HUD, and this information will be limited without access to a network database. Self-scan. The user may use a self-scan to determine their own physical well-being. The scanner will search for foreign bacteria and other signs of ill health and compare with available data to provide a diagnostic. The Altera Spectroscope Scanner. Understanding the world so you don't have to. Repair tool. Repair tool can be targeted at any common device, control panels, habitat modules, radios, etc. to stitch the wires and seams back together at the atomic level. Good technicians keep one of these under their pillow. Most people don't care why it works, just that it saved their lives that one time, but in case you're curious, it combines scanner and fabricator technologies to determine the proper specifications for the targeted object and then rearranges them available physical material to match the original specs. The Altera Repair Tool, get your fix. Explode your brain. Guess I'll leave the habitat installations. How about that? We'll do this one though. Additional technical, start here. If you're reading this, then you have survived an emergency evacuation of a capital class equipped with Altera technology. Congratulations, the hard part is over. Your PDA has been automatically rebooted to emergency mode. This operating system has one directive: to keep you alive on a hostile alien world. If that is not possible, alert salvage team's location of your remains. Features full monitoring of vital signs for timely survival advice. Blueprints for fabricating a range of essential survival equipment tailored to your environment. Onboard camera, microphone, and OCR technology for short-range situational analysis. Cross-compatibility with all Altera-compliant products. NB, your personal and work files have been encrypted and may be retrieved at a later date by a licensed engineer. Survival checklist. Submit your first aid if required. Take inventory of available materials and supplies and decide on rations. Survey the environment for threats and resources. Construct necessary survival equipment using LifePod's fabricator. Check the LifePod for damage and repair as necessary. Broadcast local distress signal using the LifePod short-range radio. Find other survivors using line of sight or radio. Find or construct a more permanent habitat. Maintain physical and psychological health until rescue. This information is a general guide. In the first instance, you should always follow the advice of your PDA, which has taken your particular circumstances into account. Warning, blueprint database corrupted. Damage to your PDA's hard drive has corrupted approximately 80% of stored survival blueprints. Blueprints may be reacquired by scanning salvage technology using the handheld scanner, or by downloading plans from a shipboard databox. Circumstances, these assets will most likely be found amongst the wreckage from the Aurora. Interesting. Earth Emergency Life Pod. Short-range radio, 250 kilometers of interrupted range. Wall-mounted fabricator for survival equipment manufacture and for rendering organic substances edible. Medical kit fabricator, onboard air brake flotation devices for land, sea, or space recovery. Solar power cells ×3. Emergency exits on floor and roof. Standard provisions. 2 all environment protection suits. 2 ready-to-eat nutrition blocks. 2 drinking water provisions. An emergency medkit. 2 emergency flares. And some life pods may be equipped with different supplies, such as radiation suits and replacement parts. Board the right life pod for the right situation. All environment protection suit. The Altera AEP suit, a single solution for a universe of infinite danger. You are currently wearing the AEP hermetically sealed personal environment designed to withstand most extreme conditions known in the universe. Onboard temperature and hydration regulation, compatible with a range of attachments, slimline build for maximum freedom of movement, biometric sensors, contextual heads-up display. AEP suits should always be equipped before LifePod launch in case of hull breach. Raw ship status. Class Altera long-range capital ship. Mission Eridani Arm Phase Gate installation, 3-year operation time. Crew command theme 23 people. Engineering theme 85. Support crew 40. Passengers 9. Taking heavy damage in orbit of planet 4546B, cause unknown, evacuation data unavailable. Engineering section, dark matter ion drive core version 8, command robotics suite, advanced scanner suite, long range communications relay, 0.25 cubic kilometers storage for passenger apparatus, or phase gate apparatus. Habitation section, accommodation for 150 people. Multiple canteens for serving healthy, fresh, and rehydrated food. Leisure facilities including VR seat and virtual cinema. Right, and this is where we will leave it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed and have a good day.